Hong Kong Internet, it's your boy, TV's Kevin Lanigan. We don't do a lot of these Owen voice intros for this stupid show. But I wanted to take a second because it seems as if I chose the exact wrong week in human history for us to talk about the 1997 film Star Kid, not only for reasons that we will bring up later in the episode that you're going to listen to and you're going to laugh at, but also we recorded this episode on the Saturday before I'm saying this, and on Monday, literally 2 days ago, 2 days after we recorded this podcast, the director of this film, Manny Coto, passed away. And that's just an unfortunate bit of timing. I hope that we did justice to a man's body of artistic work in this episode, which was not necessarily our intention at the outset. But we have a lot of nice and interesting things to say about Manny Coto, the true auteur of this film, the writer and director. And it's really tough to think of something to say because, again, this is about to be like one of the stupidest things you ever heard. But rest in peace, Manny Coto, and our thoughts are with his family and his friends and his collaborators. And I think you made a damn fine film here, Manny. And anyway, you gave us a lot of joy in watching it. So again, rest in peace. I'm so sorry about choosing this movie now. I'm sorry.
Hold on, I'm starting. Yes, when the Star Kid climbed into the exoskeleton, can he call him Psy? Because that's what your script makes me do.
Where's the popcorn machine inside the cyborg suit?
I think it would
How
be...
is he supposed to eat popcorn if there's no machine?
I think it would be humorous if the Star Kid, the named Star Kid, would see an explosion and the Star Kid says, "I get the picture, yes."
I need... Excuse me, where does he piss? Where does the Star Kid piss?
I think having a joke where a woman teacher, sees a little child's penis is a very funny joke, yes.
It'd be funny if the aliens... Can you take this down? The alien must piss in the neck.
Aliens piss out their neck. Yeah.
What if, and hear me out here,
Chelsea.
What if the alien creatures were two Eastern European club guys, but we're perhaps at this point doing their laundry? Yes.
What if the aliens were my handyman, Svedka and Ergo? Ergo, please fix my sink.
For the most part, the aliens have the exact same anatomy as humans, but let's make it where they pee out of their neck, and let's repurpose that joke where they pee out of their fingers for Scary Movie 3. Yes.
Scary Movie 3, yes. I want you to build me a shovel, but you can cock the shovel and a shotgun
bullet
shell
casing
comes out. Yes,
which is the
yes.
funniest joke in that
It's
entire movie.
really funny. And I listen, no one has to like the scary movies, but you gotta admit, they've had some good jokes along the way.
And you've got to
Wait, no,
admit that still
What
to
if
this day...
that is in fact the only thing that makes Lorne Michael laugh? Is those scary movies?
And you gotta
I like
admit
the
that-
scene in Scary Movie 3 where Anna Faris is Googling the lighthouse, and then they do that thing where they crossfade in sound effects from the next scene into this scene. But it's as if she can hear the lighthouse horn.
And she gets startled by it.
And she gets startled, and it's really funny.
And I gotta admit that still to this day, whenever I am holding a shovel, I do try to cock it so that a bullet casing comes out, and it does make me smile still to this day. Yeah.
Still to this day, yes.
I do remember in Scary Movie 2 is like a really hateful, gross movie.
One of the most hateful, gross films of all time.
Yes.
Humankind has rarely devised a film
And-
more nasty than Scary Movie 2.
And I think it's only some of its only competition is the first Scary Movie.
Indeed.
But
A movie in which someone does suck his own dick, actually. Going back to our previous...
This is true,
Our
this is
off,
true,
our
yeah.
off-mic conversation.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
You say that like that's a bad thing. But it is very funny in Scary Movie 2. They do a lot of diegetic jokes with Anna Faris in the Scary Movies, because she's driving along and she's listening to that, like, as we go on, we remember, and she's singing that song with the radio. And then all of a sudden, the person on the track on the radio, the song starts. She's like, "Will you shut the fuck up and let me sing?" And Anna Faris is like, "Oh." They do a lot of those kind of jokes with Anna Faris and those Scary Movie jokes.
Anna Faris's character in the Scary Movie franchise, who I want to say is called Cindy?
I think that's right.
Because in Scary Movie
Sydney.
1, it's Sydney from Scream, exactly. She was really the original Deadpool. She was aware of the
She's
constructs
the
of the
original
movie that was
Deadpool.
around her. She
Yeah.
knew she was in a movie.
Hateful thing to say. Hateful.
Honestly disrespectful to one of our finest comedic actors, Anna Faris. I mean that
Yes.
full
You know,
chested.
when Anna Faris comes on, like, anything, I don't go, oh, like I do when Ryan Reynolds does.
Yeah, when
So-
Anna Faris shows up, like, I don't know, like, I don't know if either of you have seen The House Bunny, but, like, rarely has one person made a movie work through sheer force of will quite like Anna Faris in The House Bunny. Like a Herculean... Because the movie that surrounds Anna Faris is a total piece of hack work, like up and down, directing,
total piece of hack work,
writing. Yeah, it's a real Lorne Michaels production, a total piece of hack
It's
work.
a real Lord.
But Anna Faris, through, like, in her Herculean trial where she is, like, rerouting rivers to clean up horse shit, like, is just, like, making the House Bunny work through sheer... Not since Pretty Woman has one actress solely made a film worth watching.
It's one of those things where, like, you have a friend in real life who's really, really funny, but if you were to, like, transcribe everything that your friend said, you'd realize, like, there's no jokes. And the thing that's, like, the thing that makes him so funny is just how charismatic he is. Like, Anna Faris does that with that movie. Like,
Yes.
it's just like my funny friend, and you think about, like, oh, there's actually, like, there's no jokes. It's just they're charismatic. They can win. They're very winsome. That's Anna Faris just makes that movie work.
Movie star power is not... It cannot be taught. It cannot be
have to have
quantified. You cannot learn how to do it. You can obviously, like, improve your skills, get better, change it as you age or anything such as that, but you cannot teach Anna Faris, like, pulling this rickshaw cart of a movie along with, like, you cannot teach that.
You can't teach it. No.
She just pops, and she has
teach.
these huge, vibrant eyes that's just like a fucking
Yeah.
anime character.
Yeah,
that just like
yeah.
you're just really drawn to them. Like she's just, I don't know, she's the best. I don't know if any of you have watched Mom on CBS. Guess what? She's really good on it.
I've not seen Mom. She's one of those people that, like, we were off mic. We were talking about Will Sasso and Michael McDonald. But she's another one of those people that I'm like, how is she not in everything? She is so funny. I mean, and she works. She works.
She
She's
has
always
consistently worked for our entire lives, basically.
Yeah.
And part of it was, she was on a CBS sitcom for like 7 years.
The same thing that happened to another very funny person. And of course, I'm mad because I can't remember her name right now. Children's Hospital. She was on a show. She was in the first season of a show with Kevin James, and they killed her off.
Called Kevin Can Wait.
Wait, and
you were talking about Erin Hayes.
Erin Hayes, and she's wonderful. She is so talented. She is so funny. I would love to like work with her. I love Erin Hayes, but she's not in anything. The most recent thing I saw her in was like The Wife in A Christmas Story Christmas, which has got a terrible title.
She did do, like a whole season of Medical Police on
This is true.
On Netflix, but the problem was it was a 10-episode Netflix show, so like no one finished Medical Police. Mm-hmm. They also did this weird thing. Sorry to go off about Medical Police, but the thing that went wrong with Medical Police was it was a Children's Hospital spinoff. Children's Hospital, of course, a show with 11-minute self-contained episodes, and the spinoff of Children's Hospital is a 10-episode Netflix show where every episode is over 30 minutes long, and it's one ongoing story for an entire season. A critical error in judgment. A show cratering error in judgment. Sorry, that was my spiel about.
It's
Medical
all good.
Police.
I watched the first 2 episodes of Medical Police with Nicole, and then I realized that she'd never seen Children's Hospital, and we're like, this has got to change right now. And we stopped dead in our tracks watching Medical Police and watched Children's Hospital, and then we never hopped back on to Medical Police. So I enjoyed what I saw of it. Made me laugh, but it didn't have the same thing that Children's Hospital did,
Where Children's Hospital is just the most densely layered series of jokes ever. For 11 minutes, where no one is worried about continuity or ongoing stories to even the slightest degree.
Henry Winkler plays a role in Children's Hospital, and there's an armed gunman in the hospital, and Ken Marino's character grabs Henry Winkler's character, pulls him from him, and says, "Shoot him! Shoot Henry Winkler!" And it's a funny joke because they break the fourth wall, and like that's something that you can do in Children's Hospital.
Right, in Children's Hospital, you can have James Adomian come on as Madonna and have someone sing something in the public domain, like when the saints come marching in.
It's
Anyways,
fucking funny.
Those are funny jokes not contained in the film Star Kid from 1997.
Not in Star Kid, no.
Welcome back to Movies for Babies, your episode for July 2023. It was a Kevin's Choice episode in our new format.
Perfect timing. Just
Vern's
a fucking
mad.
bullseye.
Hose mad because I chose a film that I have not seen since I was probably like 6 years old. Like mom swung by the video store on the way home from work, grabbed 3 random things that she thought would like keep us occupied for a weekend, and one of them was this film that I had forgotten about, but had these scenes that would like randomly come back to me in the intervening, 20, 25 years since I've watched this movie. And I eventually like Googled the right combination of words to find, indeed, the film from my youth, Star Kid.
As someone who's been in that situation before, as someone who has had something from their youth that has haunted them, but it was like for the longest time was ungoogleable. I do know what you're talking about. Just it's just there's a window of just the smallest, tiniest little like passing blip on a moving. This is like just like a smudge on a window of a moving train, or it's just like a bad time to choose it. And Kevin just like bullseye.
Listen, before choosing this movie, did I look up that sex criminal Danny Masterson was in it? No, I didn't. Did I mean to pull this up a month before he's going on trial for crimes?
If it's any consolation, he's only in it for like 2 scenes.
He's in it very briefly, playing a character named Kevin.
Playing a character named Kevin, who is taking a young woman out without their parents' knowledge. You know, that's all it is.
A woman clearly,
my God.
too many years his junior.
Too many years his junior, and, like, set up that, like, it is set up that, like, she's dating, like, a bad guy.
Yeah.
And
he's bad news.
And, oh boy, is he bad news. Oh boy, is he just like the worst news.
Yeah.
And it was just a thing where Kevin in New York and Justin in Missouri heard me go yikes in Utah whenever I watched Star Kid. But apart from that, really gross blur, that really gross blip on the radar. Star Kids, you know, it's fine. It's not a bad.
It's all right. I don't know.
I liked it more than I expected.
Same.
I don't know. It's like it's not great. We have watched worse shit for this
1,000%.
podcast.
Oh, absolutely.
1,000%.
We have watched so much like soulless crap that like Star Kid is automatically better than Scoob, automatically better than like the Sonic movies, you know,
Artemis
Fowl,
better than the
Mario movie. Better than Artemis Fowl. Jesus,
Artemis Fowl,
Christ.
not confirming what we already knew. It's not even a real movie anymore. You can't even watch Artemis.
You can't even
It was
fucking
a
watch
pure
Artemis
shared
Fowl.
delusion by 3 adult men in quarantine.
Bob Iger listened to our podcast and was like, "Oh, we gotta get this shit we gotta get this thing off the air." Our podcast is now like a historical record, the only known account of the Artemis Fowl movie.
Yes, which is before that movie was made completely unavailable to watch. It sounded like a fever dream that we all had, and now they've just removed. So it's like whenever you see like an argument online and someone has deleted like the post, but you can still see the it's just like a Reddit thread where it says like deleted. It's like that our whole podcast episode on Artemis Fowl is that now, where it looks like we're 3 insane people just talking about something that does not exist. But
I'm going to be posting on the Mandela Effect like subreddit. Like, does anyone remember when Josh Gad ate dirt? When Josh Gad unhinged his horrific jaw and shot dirt out his ass? I can't be the only one who remembers this.
You can't be. No one remembers this movie with Dame Judi Dench. No one. I will say with Star Kid, on the complete opposite. The 1,000, like, so far away removed from Artemis Fowl. I will say with Star Kid, I feel like every decision that was made with Star Kid was, like, people going, like, guys, this is so cool. This is going to be so cool.
It's kind of cool.
And a lot of it is.
And a lot of it is, like, I think a lot of it is kind of cool. I think the filmmakers are like, this is really cool. The Artemis Fowl producers are like, this is something we can do. They do this in movies, right? There is just like there's a common thread. Like everything you see in Star Kid, they're like, this is going to be so cool. Kids are going to love this.
Yeah, no, it's not just that they think it's going to be cool. It's that kids are going to think this is sick. We need to make sure everything from the design of the suit to like the kind of bully they fight to like the shit to like how the bad guys look. All of this has to look rad as hell.
This is gonna be so fucking cool.
It's so important to me that I tell you both that the name of the bully in this film is Turbo Bruntley.
Wow.
Oh, I love him. I love him so much.
The bully is so good. This is such a good, like, movie bully where, like, all of his taunts are themed around the American legal system. Like, all of this bully's taunts are like,
he's
Counselor,
like, he's not
I'm gonna
an
find
idiot.
you in
He's
contempt
just a
of
jerk.
court. I'm gonna, Counselor, the badgering the witness is what I'm all about.
But I don't have any milk money. Well, you're gonna get liquidated.
Approach
You need
the
to
bench
declare
of my
Title
fist
VII,
in
nerd.
your face. Like, it's so funny, and he keeps it up throughout, like, the entire movie. Or, like, his catchphrase is, "You are USDA choice dead meat," which is apparently something he got from his, like, abusive father. Like,
Yeah, that's very fun. He's got, like, this movie, strangely, like, very woke. It has this bully character, but it shows that the bully character has, like, a bad upbringing and terrible parents. And it's like, oh, and like
It shows girls can like comics.
Girls can like comics. The teacher is like very cool and very understanding, despite like a horrible thing that occurs to her in the movie. But there is this very funny moment where the bully is at home fucking around. His dad owns a car, like he's a mechanic. And this kid's like fucking around in this like Corvette that the dad's working on, and the dad's like getting mad, and the dad goes, "That kid's gonna drive me to drink," and it's like, to drink. He's gonna drive you to do it. You've not done it already a whole bunch.
He's been doing it. He's looking for fucking excuses.
Yeah, exactly. Just looking for the first.
Well, he
this
probably
film,
says that
of
about
course-
anything that mildly annoys him. Like, he could lose his keys and say, "Oh, this is gonna drive me to drink."
Gotcha. He's one of those folks.
He's
I
one of
understand.
those folks.
I
Yes,
understand.
this film, of course, the auteurist brainchild of Manny Coto.
Movie trivia.
by Manny Coto, known hack, whose film work is all shit like Xenon, the Sequel, The Other Me, Dr. Giggles, but later in life, he became like a sort of television journeyman. He did a bunch of episodes of 24 and all the 24 revival series, Dexter, American Horror Story. Like, I don't know, Manny Coto is like doing fine. His IMDb photo is sick as hell. He's sitting on like a throne of skulls. Honestly, like, king Manny Coto.
Yeah, he works.
He
works.
I recognized his name, and I did not know why. And I looked him up, and I realized there's two reasons that I know this man's name. First off, he is the showrunner for season 4 of Star Trek Enterprise.
Whoa.
Which is very fascinating because in the titular Star Kids bedroom, amongst all the Spider-Man and X-Men like memorabilia that like you could not do in a movie anymore. You could not do that. You like, there's no way you can put a Spider-Man decal. There's no way you could put a Rogue decal on your window without like Disney
You
like
couldn't
firing.
have a sick picture of the Thing on your bedroom door.
You wouldn't be able
no
to have
way-
like a Hulk figurine.
There's no way you could do that without like Disney like firing a bunch of rockets at you.
Just a whole lot of laser sights appearing on your forehead.
Yes. But in that kid's room is the TOS Enterprise and the TNG Enterprise hanging from the ceiling. But I was like, okay, that's cool that he worked on Star Trek, but what is the thing I recognize him from? And then I realized whenever I was looking at the IMDb, our friend Manny Coto wrote an episode of Tales from the Crypt, Season 3, Episode 10, it's called Mornin' Mess, and you best believe mornin' is spelled M-O-U-R-N-I-N. It is about a series of serial killings that are plaguing the unhoused community and a alcoholic reporter trying to figure out what's causing all the killings. And it turns out it is this community. There's this organization that they say they are there to help the unhoused community. In reality, they are there to kill the unhoused community and put them in graves. And of course, the Manny Cotto wrote this. The name of the homeless shelter, the unhoused shelter, in this episode of Tales from the Crypt is The Grateful Homeless Outcasts and Unwanted Layaway Society, also known as Ghouls.
Let's go! Let's fucking go!
Let's fucking go. That's Manny Cotto, baby.
Honestly, an auteur deserving of a reclamation in the fucking eyes of the cinema-going public. You know, let's fucking go.
Well, yeah, it's functional. It works.
Manny Cotto should have directed the Flash movie. Like, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
He did 24. He did like the 24 reboot. Like,
yeah,
he works.
He
should have done. No, he should have done the Multiverse of Madness.
He should have been in the Multiverse of Madness, so that it wasn't like a waste of Sam Raimi. So I didn't have a bunch of people coming up to me and going like, no, it's really Sam Raimi, and I'm like, no, it fucking isn't.
It wasn't.
It's Sam Raimi for like 2 scenes.
It's Sam Raimi the same way that like Spielberg directed Ready Player One.
It's like yeah,
over the phone.
Sure. Via Zoom. Like I watched this episode of The Other Two last night, where Colin Trevorrow is directing a music video over Skype from a Hawaiian beach, and it's like, yep, that's it. That's how fucking Spielberg directed Ready Player One. That's how Raimi directed Doctor Strange. Like, that's the way it be. Yeah. Anyway, this movie's fucking cool.
Yeah, no,
we even talked about the big cyber suit. He rules.
Okay, so what this movie gets fucking right, is that alien technology needs to look goopy. It needs to look wet. Yeah. It needs to look like it sweats. This is like we go from like a slick outside like Iron Man texture to the pimpliest like. The inside of the suit looks like the inside of an alien's armpit. It has...
Oh my god. Yeah. And then when that alien, like, turns his face inside out to talk to the kid inside it's disgusting.
It's so sick.
It's
so cool. So anyone who's not, like, fully, who somehow has not seen this film, a brief summary is, the Spencer Griffin's life changes when a meteor falls into a local junkyard, and he finds a cyber suit, an exoskeleton with AI from another galaxy. When Spencer puts on the cyber suit, he becomes a different kind of person. Is the official plot description of this film. But yes, there's a little fucking 90s ass nerd boy who loves reading comics during the 90s comic book bubble that was very, very soon to burst. The kind of bubble that would actually bankrupt Marvel Comics and get it bought by the toy company that they licensed out their toy rights to. He's reading these dang ass comics. He's got a crush on this little cutie who is is so like, oh, a girl who reads comics? And she's like, wow, that was a banging issue. And
doesn't she say something
chromium cover too?
Yeah, she says like a chromium. I'm like, what the like she
yeah. So this is, and I will not waste both of your time talking a lot about the 90s comic book bubble, but there in the 90s there were these things called foil covers. The 90s comic books, which is like the most successful the comic book industry has ever been, it is also the reason that it almost imploded itself around that same time, was like there was a huge speculator bubble of like that we were starting to get around this time like these early tales of like, oh, this old comic is actually worth a lot of money. It was like, oh, this issue from the 60s that someone has is selling for hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. So people started buying up comic books en masse to hopefully so that some of them would be worth something someday. Comic book retailers got notice of this, started mass overproducing all their comics and every comic suddenly started having like 15 different covers. You know, it had all these different arts, and they even did shit like foil covers or metal covers of these comics that were like so expensive.
Yeah.
That's
for you to tuck in your coat pocket so that if you get assassinated, it absorbs the bullet.
Yeah, exactly.
Get the Kiss comics that have Kiss's blood inside the ink.
Exactly. All that shit so that people would buy it, even though like it's
a
actually
real thing.
It's a very real thing, and but also it's the reason this all fucking fell apart, because actually the comics from the past are only worth money because people in 1960 didn't care about comic books. They read it and they would just fucking throw it away, or they'd cut it apart and paste them on their wall. You know what I mean? They're just like they were not holy objects that were meant to be reread and kept. They were like newspapers. They were literally sold on the newspaper stand. You picked up your Spider-Man and you were like, cool, that's 50 cents. Bye! And you like threw it out of a moving car window. But mass-producing comics and everyone keeping them safe devalues all of them because there are a ton of available copies. The only reason those comics were selling for a lot of money is because everyone was wiping their ass with Fantastic Four #1, and so there weren't a lot of like available copies of it.
Everyone was.
And one of those gimmick covers were foil covers, which this movie obviously wanted to get like Spawn but couldn't license it or something, so they got Midnight Warrior with a chromium cover. Anyway, I'm sorry that
is Midnight Warrior a real comic?
No, they made it up.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And the scene where Psy the cyber suit opens up the comic to a page, you can just so obviously tell that like they designed one page of this comic book and all the other pages are like glued together so they don't accidentally get opened up in the take. It's real. I thought that was very funny, and I was like, you know, they went through the trouble of designing an entire fake comic book, and like props to the props department. It looks exactly like a 90s comic book.
Props to props.
But also they only designed one page.
Yeah, I will say, like, whenever I was a child and whenever I was watching entertainment for children, there was like, I was a Cartoon Network kid. Disney's sensibility was not mine. I did not care for. Every once in a while, Nickelodeon would, you know, like I liked a Rocko's Modern Life or a Ren and Stimpy, but for the most part, I did not care for Nickelodeon. Cartoon Network seemed like more adult. It seemed like for kids who are like 13 when I was like 7. It had this like older kid sensibility that I really really liked, and it made me feel like, despite it being like children's entertainment, I had this thing, especially with like Rugrats, where I was like, this is for babies. I don't want to watch baby stuff. I'm an adult, blah, blah, despite not knowing anything about being an adult. I will say this movie does have one of the things that was like very winsome about it for me. Star Kid does have that like cool kid Cartoon Network sensibility, or it's like, we know kids like comics. We know kids like the teacher. She's talking about something in science class. She's like, it's like a really gnarly fart.
We know kids like boogers and shit, so the inside of the cyber suit's gonna look like a bunch of boogers.
Exactly. That was something that I really appreciated. There is nothing that was like a bigger bummer than when you were a kid and like when you went to go like hang out with a friend and like their parents put on like, like baby stuff, like religious stuff, like
Blues Clues shit.
Yeah.
I don't know, Davey.
Yeah,
and I'm like, Star Kid would fucking kick Davey and Goliath's little ass.
Yeah, exactly. So I did appreciate this thing having a more like grown up, like cool kid sensibility, with having like the gross, like there's an extended joke where like the kid from Jurassic Park who is in this movie like has to pee. And the joke is like, I gotta pee. She says that the cool teacher who like I would have loved to have had as a teacher growing up makes a fart joke in class. There's some cool stuff in it.
Yeah. She keeps a spider.
Yeah, she has a pet spider. It's just, because I saw this movie for the first time at 33 instead of 8,
Right. You can appreciate the teacher. The way that a lot of people appreciate people appreciate the teacher in Matilda.
But it did have this cool kid sensibility. The bully's name, what was his name? Turbo or something?
Turbo Bruntley.
Turbo, and he is shaped like a potato. He is a completely egg-like boy.
I was recently working on a show, and that bully in Star Kid does look like the child version of a first AD that I worked with. And it made me laugh very hard seeing that kid. But also, I will say this movie did take me back to a weird, emotional place where I was like, fuck, is this weird emotional place where I was like, man, I'm so glad I don't have bullies anymore.
God damn.
I'm so glad.
I'm so glad I'm not a painfully lonely little kid anymore. You know what I mean?
Don't get me wrong, I still suck and I'm still painfully lonely. But
I'm still I'm still a bad toxic person. But
yes, but at least whenever I went to go get coffee yesterday at Alchemy, at least some bully didn't. I'm like, oh, I didn't have my bully show up, which was awesome.
Right.
I'm glad I don't. So that took me back to a weird emotional place.
I'm there isn't anyone in my life who, when I'm at the store, will roll up in a backwards ball cap and muscle tee and throw the frozen pizzas I was about to put in my cart out of my hands.
When I was going on a run of horrible, Tinder dates, there was never then a group of 5 of my peers who would roll up on me and threaten to kick my little ass,
Yes.
God bless.
I am very
finally
very
I can go
happy.
to the DMV in peace.
Yes. I'm so stoked that whenever I do go out, I don't show up and I'm so happy I don't show up smelling like shit with a banana peel on my shoulder because I had to hide in a dumpster from the 5 bullies that follow me. Of course, the one bully and his 4 cronies.
You gotta have some cronies. You gotta have some stooges.
Of course. I'm so glad that I'm so glad that my bully's crony Zigzag, who always wears a Zigzag t-shirt, and, hold me by my ankles while the bully yelled at me. I'm so
bullies
happy.
used to have good toadies. We're missing some quality toadies these days. We used to be a proper country. Bullying used to be some.
No, because kids aren't allowed to be
name
fucked
their
up anymore in a
personality,
way
or their
that makes
personality
them good toadies.
Kids with self-respect these days, and honestly it's a mistake for the toady community. There's no one wants to work anymore in the toady community.
I'm sorry kids, but sometimes your personality is just what you wear, and that is also your name. Pour one out for the guy who wears 3D goggles in every generation that Back to the Future movies take place in.
Yep.
And
for their prescription. He
their
sees
prescription,
in 2D.
Of course. And I think his name is 3D or
it's
something.
just 3D. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I do miss that, but I'm also so thankful that whenever I go out to go clothes shopping, I don't run into Butch, who's gonna turn me into USDA grade dead meat.
Yeah.
So guys, if you were a toady, what would your thing be? Ooh,
that's a great question.
Schoolyard toady, where you have one thing and it's all you are. What is it?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be Dunks, and I am basketball themed, baby. I got my Jordan jersey. I'm always carrying my ball. And I'm always, when a little nerd is trying to run away, I beam him in the face with the little basketball.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, I'm Dunks.
See, that's very interesting. You immediately went for Dunks, because my immediate thought was Pinhead, where I'm like a bowling kid, and I like use a like bowling pin, just like I just keep one on me as like a club.
This is good. This is our new like Dick Tracy personas thing. Vern, not to put you out, but some quality art would really paint the Star Kid episode well.
Shit. Yeah, if I could just draw us like Bazooka Joe comic characters. I feel like do you remember that kid and that bully, one of Biff's buddies in Back to the Future, who's like, McFly's wearing a life preserver. Freddy's gonna drown.
Freddy's gonna drown. Yeah.
I think like whatever that personality is me. Like I've got 2 lines in the movie, and they're like, and they're jokes to like, you know, just like
you're the king of Sting. They call you. They call you the
worker
worker
You're the
bee.
weasel. You're the wise guy.
Yeah, you know what it is. I have these snakeskin shoes in real life that I adore, and so like I imagine in my Star Kid bully Sona, I imagine like I'm like Snake.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I'm like, and something. He's got a silver tongue, and I every once in a while just like throw out like a barb at the kid who's being bully's expense. I think that's.
Look out, or you're gonna get bit.
Yeah, I'm like maybe like second or third in command. As far as
you spit
I think
poison.
maybe like Kevin as Dunks is like maybe the muscle.
Yeah.
Maybe you as Pinhead is the muscle, and I'm just like the. I'm probably like the. Whenever like Star Kid like finally just like snaps, like I'm the first one that he punches out. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then like
absolutely.
I'm the first one, and then he works his way up to Pinhead, and then Dunks, and then to Biff.
Right.
That was what came to my mind. Sound off in the comments below. What's your
bully soda?
If you could go bully someone right now, how would you do it? Christ Almighty. Yeah, I think Kevin as Dunks is really good. He's always wearing the mesh gym shorts. He's always wearing a shirt with the sleeves cut off.
He's always tall. He's always jumping 3 feet vertically.
I am ready to shirts and skins at any moment.
And I feel like you're wearing like a really tight like shark tooth necklace.
Oh,
yes.
You know, like, am I?
That like you got at like SeaWorld, you know?
And when I go to prom, I dress like 90s Michael Jordan with like one hoop earring and
exactly. Yeah. And Justin's always carrying around his bowling ball, and like the kid who's being bullied tries to run away, and Justin's like, "I got him, boys," and he throws up. Just like, of course, the kid runs down an alley, and of course, Justin like rolls a bowling ball at him and like knocks the kid over, and of course, there's a bowling pin sound effect.
I'm always wearing my bowler's glove, like that, like
yeah. You're always wearing
that, like,
bowling
3-finger
shoes.
leather glove.
Yeah, you're always wearing your bowling shoes. You're always wearing your bowling glove. You're always carrying the ball. You've always got, like, the bowling shirt on, but there's, like, a skull on the back of it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From your league. From your league games. Your team is called the Flaming Skulls at the local bowling league.
Of course. Yeah, like... And then Justin's got a line about like striking or something.
I'm 8 years old, but I already have like a beer gut.
I'm gonna split you.
Yeah, of course. Like makeup, put like shit on your face to visually allude to a 5 o'clock shadow, despite you being a small child.
I am a just haggard 8-year-old.
Justin, when you beat a kid's ass, one of those like bowling alley videos that was designed in 1993 plays, where the pins like whip out a bunch of guns and shoot the ball. It says spare.
Yeah, I think that's us. Now who are we bullying? Is it Timothy Chalamet?
100%.
Is it Timothy?
A legitimately great actor, a wonderful screen presence, like seems to like put himself mostly in interesting projects, the Willy Wonka origin film aside. There's no one I want to bully more than Timothy Chalamet. I just really want to shove that little twerp in a locker. No, I'm bullying Tom Holland. If I'm being honest about myself,
Yeah, no, Tom Holland.
Tom Holland is getting
not
turned upside down and pocket change is tumbling out. Yeah.
Like no, Timothy Chalamet is too interesting. Tom Holland is boring enough that I could knock the books out of his hands in good conscience.
Timothy Chalamet, I bullied until I went to go see the school play as a joke, and then was legitimately moved by his performance in Death at a Salesman or something. Tom Holland will never earn that right from me, so he is getting bullied to this day.
Yeah,
it would make me bully him harder.
There is a moment, and it's very quiet, it's very subtle, where Dunks says to Timothy Chalamet, "Hey Timothy, you're all right." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you're all right. I think if I know my bully Sona well enough, and I think if I know me whenever I was a shithead kid well enough, I think I don't have a super vested interest in who we are bullying. I don't think I care enough about the kid enough to really fuck this kid. I think I'm more stoked that there's an audience for my jokes.
Weasel's just going where the heat is, because Weasel knows that if he weren't partnered up with the bullies, they would absolutely be coming after him.
1000%. Yeah.
So he is just siding up against the oppressors. So
exactly.
That
you know what?
him.
There is. We all know fight, flight, or freeze, but what is not talked about is fawn, the fourth F. And I was definitely a fawner. I was definitely one of those yeah, what he said, please like me. Just one of those kids. And I think Vern Tooley as the Weasel in Star Kid 2023 is one of those kids. Yeah.
It's very. I feel like my character would just not be forgiven. I feel like I don't learn anything.
No, absolutely not.
It is,
you're the bully who die. Because obviously this is some sort of magical realism scenario where there's a evil wizard running through the school, and none of us believe the little twerp kid that we've been bullying that actually the wizard's gonna wipe everybody out. And unfortunately, Justin, your character has to die to teach us all that actually there are stakes here.
I'm what happens is it's late at night. I just leave the bowling alley. I wave goodbye to my bowling team, and as I'm waiting for my mom to pick me up, I hear something behind the dumpster. I hear the evil wizard behind the dumpster. So when I go around to get it, the evil wizard's shadow looms, and that's when we cut away and we get news that I died or something. Or get turned into if it's an evil wizard, I've gone missing and I've just been turned into a squirrel or something.
I was about to say that yes, you got turned into a frog, and there's actually a D story where you fall in love with a lady frog.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And you stay that way at the end of the movie.
I never learned what it takes to be a good man. I do learn what it takes to be a good frog.
Yes. The wizard makes Justin disappear, and that is one of the moments that escalates the story, and that's one of the things that makes us bullies bully the character played by Timothy Chalamet more, because we're mad that our friend is gone.
We think Timothy Chalamet turned me into a frog.
Of course, and it's a thing where it's I come in you think there's a wizard making folks disappear? What if we make your lunch money disappear? And then you guys can't see it because I don't have a camera on my new computer, but I push my knuckles into my hand and rub it back. You know what I mean? I do one of those things. Yeah,
100%. I like
classic.
These are good.
And Star Kid 2023, the reboot.
Right.
I say we do it. I think there's material here, because I feel very strongly that this movie came about because Manny Goto caught 2 cable showings of E.T. and Terminator 2 in very close proximity to each other, and said
they were the same movie.
Said,
money.
Interesting, Manny Goto said.
Money.
Kids will love the toy of a robot that looks like Michael Jackson.
Yeah. That was one of the things I was thinking about when I was watching this. It was they are trying to do a Star Kid comic. They are trying to do Star Kid toys. They want to do a Star Kid skateboard. They want to do a Star Kid video game.
Oh Lord, they want a TV show.
You can see those gears turning when they're making this movie. And honestly, it's very cute. it's very cute that they're like that you can see those gears. They're like, aw,
Yeah.
It's cute to watch.
Like they are laying a lot of track for like future developments.
It does make me like, it's kind of sad because like unlike majority of the things that get made, they're trying. And that doesn't happen anymore, but and of course, like we know the fate of Star Kid.
I mean, there was a Star Kid comic in 1998 that they like were obviously had already made when the movie came out, and then the movie, is not really a blip on anyone's radar, and they're like, well, we paid to make the fucking just put it out, I guess. Just put it out, I guess.
Put it out.
Just put it out, I guess.
And I'm sure, speaking of like the comic book bubble and everything, I'm sure like with the man children that have ruined like collecting nowadays, I'm sure that Star Kid comic is just like worth a fortune right now.
Yeah. I'm actually on comicbookrealm.com. The cover price of Star Kid when it was released was $2.95. The current value...
wait, can I guess? Can we guess?
Yes, what is the current value? The only issue of Star Kid that was ever produced, Star Kid #1, released in January 1998 following the release of the film. The cover price is $2.95.
I'm going to say in today's money, like if I want to go on like Mercari or eBay or whatnot or whatever to try to snag a copy of, I'm going to say this is $45.
$45. Okay.
I'm a lot less generous. I was going to go like $14.95, $15.
$15. Okay, so we have 45 from Vern and 15 from Justin.
Uh-huh.
All right, original cover price $2.95. Actual retail price $3.
Damn.
A 5-cent valuation in the intervening
$1.
25 years.
Damn. Oh man, I thought that was
sorry, $1.05.
No, just 5 cents.
I thought
loan
that was
cents.
going to be like a
oh my
one
God.
of the like, really shitty Turbo Man toys that came out.
They truly
with jingle.
rounded up.
Wow.
They adjusted for inflation.
They rounded up.
They rounded up. Adjusted for inflation, it's actually quite devalued, I have to imagine, if it's only $3 now in $1998.
How do you lose money adjusting for inflation?
They're adjusted for deflation.
Yeah. That's fucking something. I don't know. We're like 45 minutes into this episode. We're 50 minutes into this episode. We barely talked about like the Amelia Bedelia robot that this kid is inside of. Because the little kid is always like using 90s slang. Because it's just Terminator 2 again. It's just Terminator 2 again.
Yeah.
So the
it's
kid's
what if
"That's
Terminator
cool."
2 was also Venom?
I guess, real quick, for those of you who are an hour into this, kid finds a robot that gets sent here from another galaxy, but the robot is like a mech suit. It's like a thing that you can travel around in.
Yeah.
But it's
the
also
robot
sentient.
cannot move on its own, but yes, it has like an artificial intelligence inside of it. It's Iron Man 1. And the way that they shoot the inside of the suit is essentially identical to how Jon Favreau shoots Tony Stark in Iron Man 1. Yeah. Except, like, what if Tony Stark was talking to, like, a giant Cronenbergian flesh face? Was talking to the cover of the Necronomicon.
In my planet, the travels in... Jason, we must travel to the...
It's kind of very funny, and, like, how, like...
It's really funny, and it's, like, a little upsetting. It looks like there's this one, like, Doctor Who character who's just, like, a skin face stretched out on, like, a trampoline. It looks like the skin face trampoline.
I was thinking about him, and I was also thinking a lot about Space Cop when I was watching this. It does have a Space Cop production value.
It does have a Space Cop production value.
That is not fair. The inside of the suit is very well done.
It's
the
cool.
inside. Yeah, that's true. Whereas
it looks
in
cool.
It's got a little like
Cop,
organic fan. Void. It's got like little like the suit can fuck around with you while you're inside it.
But it's also very economical because you're not allowed to have children on set for more than 6 hours at a time. So, like, they can get Kid from Jurassic Park in on set. They can have him do his scenes with the bullies. They can have him do his scenes with the parents, with the teachers. And then you have him come in 2 more days and film against this, like, goopy backdrop, and you've got him for the rest of the movie. It's very economical, very smart filmmaking.
By Manny Goto, an economical filmmaker.
And so for the rest of the movie, like, his presence is felt despite the only person they need on set is, like, the stunt guy to wear the suit. Economical filmmaking, very smart filmmaking.
Absolutely. This movie also makes, like, real use out of speeding up the film to make it look like something is happening fast. There's a scene where, like, a pizza guy is, like, missing a tire, and then, like, the alien, comes down and, like, scares him, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta get out of here!" And, like, speeds off, and they play it in fast motion, or all these scenes of, like, the suit moving in super fast motion. But this Amelia Bedelia ass suit where the kid is like, that's cool, and he's like, "Human designates it is too cold. Raise temperature 100." It's
so stupid. It's so, like,
it's cute.
It's cute. No, it's
every time they have the suit do, like, little kid mannerisms, like when it, like, crosses its legs when it has to pee. I'm like, I don't know, that's funny. I don't know what to do.
There's, like, whenever he's trying to learn how to control the suit, they bring in, like, a dancer to wear the suit and just do, like, a routine real quick, and they play it in fast motion. It's like, it is, like,
it's fun. It's like in Rugrats Go to Paris when Chucky Finster is piloting a mech suit remotely, when they stick Chucky Finster in the Eva, and it's, like, scratching its butt because it has an itchy diaper. It's that. It's that all over again.
Kevin, that's a very good joke because Chucky Finster's mom is dead. And Evangelion. That's a very... You didn't know how clever of a...
How right on I was. One of these days,
Vern,
take
Vern,
Wes Anderson's advice.
Vern, do you like Chucky's mom?
Do I like Chucky's mom?
Well, you wouldn't like the Rugrats because she's not in it.
Oh, God. I will say last year, I watched a lot of Evangelion last year, and I will say, like, there was something super... This is the state of mind I was in last year. There was something very comforting about, like, this feeling of, like, impending doom. The world is going to end no matter what you do to stop it, and everyone's going to yell at you and find it to be your fault. There is something very comforting about that. But this movie, this Star Kid movie, does feel like a bunch of, like, how do I put this? Like, seasoned pros, people who have been, like, making a living working on local sets their whole life, just, like, pulling out every trick they know.
Yeah.
And, like, this is gonna be so cool. Like, there's, like, a fight scene at the end of the movie in this junkyard, the Star Kid robot and this, like, other alien or whatever, and, like, they land on the ground, but the frame is upside down and then the camera spins right back up. They do, like, a lot of just pulling out every trick they know.
Yeah.
And it does feel like it's just like, we're doing this to make this movie cool, and so kids will like it. And I don't know. This is very, very charming, very cute, very charming. Yeah.
It's charming.
It feels like middle class filmmaking, like not like made by
very
like the middle class of the film industry, like just journeyman tech people, like people who do like script doctors. Character actors and extras, stuff like that could like get a moderately budgeted movie that they could try to spin off into a franchise.
Folks that like don't normally, like, the things that they work on, they don't get to do cool things with. They normally do like church productions and like commercials
or like procedural TV shows.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like they're like, oh, hey, we could do this. I've always wanted to do this. There's this shot of this, like, pizza man who like wanders into the forest and like sees the Star Kid or whatever, and the pizza man like falls backwards and smushes the pizza into his shirt, and it feels like their funny friend they've known for a long time. Let's get Griffin to do this. Griffin's really funny. Like it just feels like that. But there's got this like shot of the pizza man walking through, and it's just like this big like, I don't know, key light or whatever through the trees behind him with some fog, and it feels like very spooky, but it's, I don't know, it's just something that like the gaffer has always wanted to do but never got a chance to. I don't know, there's just a lot of cool things like that in the movie. It's very charming.
It's charming. I think the alien is big scary. Like if you're 6 and like the evil alien who's just all spikes all the time and like who
doesn't
makes
have
weapons
like eyes.
out of
he has,
like
ears for eyes.
Yeah, he has like big like stalk eye things, like these little like, I don't know, these like Venus flytraps for eyes.
Perhaps weirdly a very good suit. Like it.
Yes.
If that was like a villain in an episode of Power Rangers, I wouldn't have been surprised.
Power Rangers looking ass motherfucker 100%, but he takes off part of his body and makes like a big mace with it. Like, come on. I don't know. If you're sick, that's the sickest thing you've ever seen in your whole life.
He's holding like this rod, and as he's holding it, like it turns from a rod into like this weird space pitchfork. And it feels like the VFX guy they had just like, oh, I could do that. You know, it just feels like a lot of folks just like flexing muscles they don't normally get to flex.
It was cool. And let me tell you, the emotional memory I have of like the climax of this movie, what appears to be like a very brief span of time where Psy, the cyborg suit, is like shut down and the kid is like trapped inside of it while the alien was like beating on it, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The emotional memory I have of being like 6 years old and watching that was just being like inconsolable. Was just being like so mortally sad to the point where like that emotional memory carried with me for 24 years until I like watched this movie again and could like, it was like the Fablemans. I just like had to crash the train myself so I could like feel like I was in control of it, you know?
When the kid first got put inside the suit?
When, like, in the climax, when the suit is, like, shut down and he's like, gotcha. Come on, Psy, don't leave me in here. You know, like, I remember that just, like, breaking my little fucking heart. I was distraught. I couldn't handle it.
Whenever it first showed him getting in that suit for the first time, because, like, he has to, like, get inside of it, and he wears it like a sleeve, and then, like, the suit starts closing up, and I was like, man, if I was really good at VFX... Because it shows him get in the suit, and then the next shot is the robot's like eyes, and I'm like, man, if I was really good at VFX, I could put like blood squirting out of his eyes, and I could put like the sound of a kid screaming, and like really make it look like the kid's getting crushed to death. Like absolutely. It is like really kind of horrifying at first, and they do treat it as such. There are moments where like the kid's like scared that he's trapped inside of it. Mm-hmm. There are moments where the kid's, I don't know, it does have this again, that like Cartoon Network sensibility where they're not like talking down to the children and we're like, we have to make this dumb because it's kids. Mm-hmm. Like it does have this like kind of thing where it's like, yeah, kids know it's a movie. Kids know we're gonna, we can have fun. Kids, I don't know.
This movie is mature enough to think that like 7-year-olds can handle a scene where like a kid accidentally shoots up a carnival. Like,
oh my god,
right?
And you do expect like, because there's later on like his dad,
like works too much,
who's always working,
and the hip teacher, they're like having like. Because both of their houses got destroyed by the robot. And there is like, they're like, what happened? Blah, blah, blah. And there is this funny little moment where like the dad tells the kid's sister to leave the room. And he's like, he's going to say something to the teacher and never says it. It does kind of feel like he's going to ask her like, is my son on drugs? Did you give my kid drugs? Like he thinks the teacher is such a,
you smoked out my son.
he thinks like the teacher is such a hippie that she's on something and that she gave the kids something. It's very funny.
Yeah, he thinks it because she looks like the nurse from Wet Hot American Summer, and he's like he thinks that's a bad influence on the child.
But you do expect you know like they cannot be convinced that like this kid is telling the truth. And he was, for whatever reason, they can't be convinced that this kid was actually trapped inside of an alien robot body and that he lost control of it. For whatever reason, they can't believe that. That seems a little too far-fetched for him. But in that scene, like, you are waiting for like a TV to come on or a radio to come on, like, the fair got destroyed by a robot. I mean, that never does happen. They just kind of forget that the fair got shut up. And, like, these 3 children almost fell to their doom in a carnival ride. They do, like, they never touch that subject matter ever again. And you are waiting for, like, that moment for the parent to, like, oh, I guess Johnny's telling the truth. Or Spencer or whatever his name is. Never does happen. But who cares?
They do see the rocket fly away at the end, but you don't get the emotional catharsis of them going, well, you were right, son. You know, exactly, but they I think the aliens at the end are cool when like the aliens come down to like reclaim the suit. I love these little guys.
They like Earth jokes.
They think like Earth jokes. Funny. They're nasty little guys.
Oh yeah, they think the ground beef joke is very funny. It feels like very Roger Corman, despite Roger Corman not being anywhere near this movie.
100%.
This feels like what Roger Corman was trying to do with like Munchie.
Yeah, it feels like Roger Corman because Roger Corman always has that like, yes, he was a schlockmeister, but he like respected the craft. You know, he had like a lot of respect for the people who made the movies, and that's why I mean like. So many great directors started out working for Roger Corman on some cheapo piece of crap, and they have nothing but good things to say about him. It does feel that way. Like this could have been, instead of Piranha, you know, this could have been the first Joe Dante movie in a very real way.
Well, and Roger Corman, like he was a schlockmeister, but he was just like, hey, kids like movies too. Let's make movies for kids. Like,
yes, and he was right. He had one of the best movie brains of all time.
Absolutely. He knew what he was doing with New Concord Entertainment or whatever. Like, you know, maybe Flying Ryan is not the greatest movie ever, but who gives a fuck? Kids like it.
Who gives a fuck? It was on the fucking shelf at Video Classics or whatever in your town, and you're like, I saw that. That was all right.
But yeah, I was surprised to like. I was expecting to see Roger Corman in the credits, or to see like this company that produced this had to be like one of his like tax dodge like secondary thing. It wasn't, had nothing, but I was very surprised about that. But I don't know. It just feels like, well, let's make some money. Let's make something cool.
Yeah.
Let's just I don't know.
Let's put it's the kind of earnest sincerity that is rare in all art, but it's still incredibly valuable where your only real motivation is let's put on a show.
Yeah.
Let's just do something cool.
And this movie like has that in its DNA.
Well, like it kind of honestly, I feel like the movie this Star Kid reminded me the most of was the first Star Wars, as like clearly ambitious, setting up a ton of stuff but still kind of standing on its own. It's weird. There's some like fun performances. There's a lot of craft at work.
Yeah.
And it's just a good, easy watch.
Yeah, honestly. That's an apt description. The only thing that that Star Kid has that Star Wars doesn't is like, I don't know if you guys see it. I started watching Nicole and I, as Nicole's never seen Star Wars, so we've been watching the Star. She's not seen the original trilogy, and we watched that first one the other night, and like God, what, like, you look at that movie and you see I think it's Marsha Lucas who edited the cut that we have now. Like, you see her fighting tooth and nail to like make that movie work. That is such a saved and editing movie. Like there's so much editing going on in that movie, just trying desperately to make it work. The editing in that movie is a real Anna Faris. Star Kid, it knew exactly what it wanted to be from the like. I'm sure there were storyboards, and I'm sure the storyboards look exactly like what the edit looks like. I think maybe the editor put in some little stylistic little fun things, but yeah, that Star Wars description is apt, Justin. This is just like we're putting on a show. We're just trying to make something cool. Let's give everyone a chance to shine. Let's give the creature department a chance. Let's give props a chance to shine. Let's give the camera team a chance to shine. Let's just everyone gets their touches on the old basketball like dunks.
Like dunks.
Like
my alter ego.
Like Kevin's alter ego.
Big dunks.
And not like the Kevin that's in the movie.
No.
Different man.
I am nothing like the
different man.
Kevin that's in the movie.
Huge bummer seeing that guy pop up.
I renounce this Kevin. I renounce.
Huge bummer seeing that guy pop up.
Did not know he was there. Jump scare.
Terrible
Jump
human
scare.
being. Jump scare. Yeah, for real though.
Jump scare. Surprise.
You guys heard me say yikes.
Yikes.
I felt you say likes.
I will like it's a thing where anyone who's listening to this episode who's not 7 years old, your time to really appreciate Star Kid has passed. But I don't know, like if like I don't know, your sister's got a kid and you've got to watch your nephew for a day or something. I don't know, Star Kid, you have a pretty good
Nephew
choice.
might like Star Kid. You could do way fucking worse than Star Kid.
You could do way worse than Star Kid.
It's either this or like one of those streamers who plays Minecraft 37 hours a day and like liquefies your child's brain. You know what I mean? It's like,
right.
Shit, dude. I'd rather have my kid hooked on Star Kid. I'll spend $3 buying him Star Kid #1 on eBay.com.
No, literally, better to watch this than Miranda Sings. Oh wait.
Wait. Is she in this movie?
Question. Okay, this is something I've been thinking about. And this is something I've been thinking about, and you guys are the only people I think would have any like whose brain works in this way.
God bless.
Do you think her decision to play the apology with like a ukulele is something like there's a joke about how YouTube apology videos look like? Do you think the producer part of her brain, she's like, I got to make this one different?
I think so.
100%.
Because her lawyers certainly told her not to.
Celeb brain is
celeb brain.
a terminal disease.
Yeah.
Right? And celeb brain is even worse because like you're not actually famous. I don't care what people say. Celeb brain, you can be the most popular person ever on YouTube, and 99% of the population has no fucking idea who you are.
Yes.
As opposed to a B-list celebrity who is still a household name. You know what I mean?
There's over a decade of my life where like Red Letter Media has been the most constant presence in my life artistically. Like I've just been watching them for like over 10 years, but like if I asked everyone in my neighborhood, no one knows who those guys are.
That's exactly right. And those guys get millions and millions of views on their videos. They're just it's not the same thing. It still isn't, and it never will be. But celeb brain is a terminal disease, and when you acquire celeb brain, you legitimately start to believe that your talent, your art, your content has real magical power. I'm not shitting around here. I'm not joking. People start to believe that, like, no, what people need is my talent. That's why one day into the pandemic, we got the Gal Gadot Imagine video.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
No,
because
it is
celebs believe that they can, like, fix the world with their
ukulele YouTube songs. They believe it in their heart of heart. They believe it as strongly as they believe that they are alive, as strongly as they believe that children have adrenochrome in them. Like, they believe it as fucking profoundly as they believe in God. They believe that everyone needs to hear their ukulele song.
No. They believe in God, but they're God, and God speaks through them.
Yes. It's celeb brain is terminal. It's an incurable disease.
Right.
Yes, Lauren knows it better than anybody. Lauren has a profound case of celeb brain.
Yes.
I was just a thing where it's like, I found out about that video the way I find out about everything that I wish I didn't know about. A text message from Justin. And I saw that, and of course, like, it's like, fuck, I gotta take a half a day to process.
Well, there goes my schedule.
Like, half a day is gone, just like,
Nicole, cancel my 12 o'clock. I gotta think about
what the fuck is this? And it's just like, you see so many jokes about, like, Pro Jared did something horrible, and so he's got to upload a video where, like, it looks like he's not taking a bath. The video has got to be called Hey. It's got to start with him going, so.
You guys have probably seen some things on the internet, huh?
Yeah, and I wonder.
I didn't want to address the allegations, but...
Yeah, and the internet is the stupidest thing of all time, because I suddenly have to, like, hear a sorrowful tale from somebody called, like, the Peanut Butter Gamer or something.
Exactly. It was just a thing where, like, in my processing this, I'm like, this had to be a thing where she is like, how can I make mine different from a production standpoint? Without thinking about, like, I don't know, don't make it different from a production standpoint.
No, but here's what drives me insane about the video. Here's what drives me insane, is that the song tries to blame the audience. Like, it tries to pull this...
I didn't make it that far.
She frames it as,
I watched the entire thing.
She frames it as, oh, you're just saying things because all you want is entertainment. Well, here I am, entertaining you.
Oh, no.
On the toxic gossip train.
I couldn't make it past the thumbnail. I saw the thumbnail. I can't.
It's the most
everyone has to do their fucking Owen voice apology.
Yeah. Oh, hi. Yeah.
No, except Owen Voice usually at least pretends to be sorry. This is completely repositioning the blame. It's shifting blame.
No, yeah. That is true.
It's at least Owen Voice will say, like, you're seen, you're heard. I want you to know that we're listening.
I really have to, introspect myself, I really have to take some time to think.
Yeah.
She said no time to think, but time to rehearse a 10-minute video.
No. She basically framed it as, look what you made me do.
Oh, no.
I have to do this to clear my name. Everyone wants to hear my good song.
Mm-hmm.
On ukulele.
The most infantilizing instrument ever devised.
Psy the Cyborg apologizes for shooting up a carnival.
That wasn't me. That was the suit.
That wasn't me. Everyone just likes to play the blame game.
Hey guys, I saw what happened back there whenever I fired my arm cannons at the fair, and I want to say
of people
that was very uncool of me.
The woke mob has come after me.
This is why the left cannot win. We are always eating our own.
The right is getting better at comedy, and it's making the Zarquans nervous.
I was honestly feeling very triggered, and that's whenever my arm morphed into a cannon, which I fired at the Ferris wheel.
And then Joe Rogan's like, have you ever done DMT? And
no one believes in trad Grinko culture anymore. Everyone is a woke Zarkon.
You can't tell jokes anymore. Have you heard the one about the cow with no legs?
The Zarquan race is being eliminated through breeding.
Well, no, but that is kind of what the bad guys are doing, because they're brood warriors. They're like bred
That's true, they are brood
warriors, killing all the good people.
They are brood warriors because the Brood was a very popular subplot in Marvel Comics around this time. I believe that is where they got that name from.
Gotcha. Yeah, Brood. I heard Brood more in the '90s than I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
that was an X-Men thing.
Baby. Mm-hmm.
That was the heel vampires in WWF or the Brood. The Brood warriors in this. Yeah, Brood was that's a 90s ass word.
Mm-hmm. And, it's a 90s ass word.
And the Brood doesn't get thrown around. The last time I saw Brood was whenever I had to fill out a psychological profile to be on Game Show Redacted because I had to sign an NDA.
We were big on Broodin' back then.
Mm-hmm.
We were big
I don't know what to tell you.
We were in
where's
the
where's the legacy pop for Gangrel?
You were Gangrel.
When's Gangrel gonna get the legacy pop?
He almost did. He was almost on an episode of AEW, but his flight got canceled.
No.
Because now his former flunky Edge is getting legacy pops every week.
Absolutely. I had something else about Star Kid, but I cannot recall what it was. Other than I think I already said this. A teacher was really cool. She just seemed like a nice lady.
Yeah.
I kind of feel bad for the actress, but she gave her roll socks. She did everything she could.
Hey, she works. Okay, she played a character called Prank on both the Flash 1990 and the Flash 2020 series. So.
Oh hey.
So
I'm glad she's still working.
She's still working.
I'm glad to hear that.
Good for her.
Good for her. I can't think of anything else. Star Kid. It's fine. It's just fine.
It's a movie.
It's 100 minutes. You know, I don't know.
I feel like 90 minutes would have been a little bit better. I feel like it's a little long.
Okay.
I was bummed seeing You Know Who. I was super bummed seeing a dedicated to the memory of credit in the movie because it's like, well, fuck, now I can't like dogpile in this movie like I'm Turbo.
I really, really hope that after I die, I get an in loving memory of on some dog shit movie. You know,
something
I
like
really
direct to video.
Yeah, I really hope I'm on like the in memory of on like Universal Soldier 7. You know what I mean? Like I that's what I want my fucking legacy to be.
Some straight to Redbox like DVD only, thing that you can get at a Redbox store. In loving memory of TV's Kevin Lanigan.
Yeah, God bless. That's what I want more than anything. Oh, I really like the one scene in this movie where it becomes Stephen King's Christine, directed by John Carpenter. Anyway, moving on.
The one scene where it becomes Stephen King is that
in the mechanic shop.
In the mechanic shop,
exactly like a scine from the movie Christine, except
true,
like
yes.
the Psy does not then murder that fucking kid.
He does not murder that kid. The cool how they did the thing where the bully ended up being friends or whatever. I do feel like maybe like. There's a part of that where I was watching where I was just like, and this, whenever I was 7 years, this is why I wish I had seen this movie when I was 7 years old and not 33 years old. Because I'm seeing like Turbo in the convertible on the lift, and I'm seeing him being spun around by a space monster, and then I'm seeing the car get put down, and the kid becoming face to face with the space monster, and running away, climbing up a shelf, like getting paint poured all of him, and then like presumably getting his ass beat by his drunk father. And I'm just like watching this. I'm like, well, that kid is traumatized for life. And if I was 7 years old, I would have never thought that kid is traumatized. I'm like, yeah, screw that bully.
Good. I hope I'm glad he deserved it.
Yeah,
Get what's coming to him.
Yeah, exactly. I wish I would not have the brain that I have now watching the movie, but apart from that, it does look just like Christine, though.
Does look just like Christine.
They're pulling from everything they know. They're pulling. They use every part of the "What do we got" pile making this movie. And good for them.
Good for them. That's resourceful filmmaking from the crew behind Star Kid, 1997. As far as what we got coming up next on Movies for Babies, next up on the thing, it's a hotly anticipated film. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone is gonna go see a double feature of it and Oppenheimer because we are gonna talk about Greta Gerwig's Barbie, starring Margot Robbie and others.
Not in a meme way, in a real life way. I'm so stoked for it. I really liked Lady Bird. I loved Little Women. And I'm a big dork for production design, and this movie looks fucking production designed
To hell. Absolutely.
And also, you know, I'll admit it. I'm not too proud to admit it. I like Ryan Gosling. I think Ryan Gosling's a fine actor. I like Margot Robbie. I'm genuinely very excited for the Barbie movie. I know it's like a funny meme and a funny joke for like grown men to be like, "Oh, Barbie," but like genuinely, like it looks like it's all the shit that I enjoy. I love the filmmaking team attached to it. And I love production design. Like, I can't wait to, like, look at those sets.
It's very exciting. I'm doing the legit Barbenheimer double feature with some friends here in New York. So I got a big Saturday coming up in a couple weeks.
I think I'm going to have to do it as well.
You got to do it. Come on.
It took until, like, a week ago for me to finally see like a new movie this year that I really, really enjoyed, and I want to keep that like a new movie this year.
Was it Asteroid City?
It was not Asteroid City.
No.
I loved looking at Asteroid City. I think it's super well made. I look at it, I'm like, this is a great movie, but it just didn't like get me in my heart like I like a movie to do. The one that did for me was Past Lives. Past Lives.
I gotta see that. I gotta.
As someone who has spent a life doing performing grand gestures and going to big cities I don't know where I'm at and don't know anything about in order to try to like impress a woman who I have feelings for. Past Lives really got to me. I really enjoyed Past Lives.
Don't impress me.
Asteroid City is great. Like I loved looking at it.
Totally.
It just didn't get me emotionally.
Absolutely.
But also, my favorite Wes Anderson movie is the one that no one likes. So what can you do? But I'm really excited for Barbenheimer, and I'm really excited to talk about Barbie and Star go to Vista Del Mar.
Oh, man. What a picture.
I genuinely do believe Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar like walked so Barbie can run.
Honestly, it does feel like a nice little runway for that. Really good fucking production design on.
I would not be surprised at all to find out that like if there were screen caps from Barb and Star in like the lookbook for Barbie, would not be surprised at all. So as a fan of that movie, I'm really excited to see Barbie and Oppenheimer.
And then after that, I don't know, we might do the Ninja Turtles movie, or we might not. We have not made any firm decisions.
You guys texted me asking if we wanted to do that movie while I was like very closely looking at a cardboard stand-up of the Ninja Turtles movie at a movie theater. So I feel like We have to. And also considering how many hours that myself and Kevin, myself and Forrest, myself and my wife, myself and me put into the Shredder's Revenge video game for Nintendo Switch last year, I feel like I have to. But I will say, I don't know if I'm excited to see the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, but I'm really excited to look at the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
100%. That's the only thing that's like getting me off the couch. I would not have any care about this at all if it didn't look like that. If it was just another Ninja Turtles movie, we would not even be discussing the possibility.
Unless it were
you're not
suits
interested in
made by the
seeing
Jim
the
Henson.
like 6th iteration of the same 4 characters.
Yeah, fucking over and over again. I'm sorry, I'm simply not one of those people that can just like spend all their time on Twitter being like fighting about which design of Doomsday is better. You know, like I can't. I'm just not one of those folks. I don't know how everyone watches the same stories just like over and over and over again. Drives me fucking insane. But yes, it's either it looks like this or, as Vern said, if they had gone with big suits again. They should make one with big suits.
Yes.
I would love seeing a Jim Henson company just big rubber suit.
Well, that's what's great about Star Kid is it reminded me how great big suits are.
You know,
Big suits.
Like Power Rangers stuff. Like the Guyver movie. This reminded me a lot of the Guyver movie.
The Guyver.
Power Rangers. David Byrne. Big suits.
Mm-hmm. Godzilla movies.
My stupid ass who like has a passing like knowledge of sewing now because of the wardrobe team stuff I've done. Like I was looking at Star Kid, I'm like, and my stupid ass is like, I could make a Star Kid suit, knowing like there's no way in hell. But of course, like, just like, my eyes were perpetually bigger than my tummy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but we could do something stupid as hell, like.
This is true. This is true.
We could do something that sucks. We
could do something that sucks, and the joke is that it sucks.
Exactly.
But yeah, I did appreciate like that big rubber face of the robot in Star Kid. That like so obviously like we're not even trying to hide it, rubber face. But
this
because
kid talking to the fucking cover of the Necronomicon.
That was disturbing. That was bothersome. To see the inside version of the face where you look.
That was my favorite thing in the whole movie. Was seeing the the goopy, pimply texture. The way the inside of the eyes looked like normal human eyes, where they're like made of jelly lenses.
Yeah. Sick.
Oh yeah.
So I will convert your Astro Burger into pill form like Alien Eat.
There's that moment where Turbo is like covered in paint and he's like crawling away from the robot, and I'm like, and like in real life I feel like Star Kid would grab that kid, but I'm like, they're not going to do that because they're not going to paint on that costume because they've only got one and the paint will never get out of it. They are not getting paint on that costume.
You are sure fucking right, Vern.
There's no way in hell they're doing that.
Fucking right. Anyway, we don't have a send-off for this show, so from your friends Pinhead, Weasel, and Dunks, bye-bye.
Give me your lunch money, kiddo.
Tell him, boss.
Don't make me spare you.
Ooh, nice.
No, but I want to be spared. It's like,
did I just... Yeah, and he's like, Pinhead's like, did I just bowl 3 strikes in a row, or am I looking at a real turkey over here? Yeah, good one.
Good one.
Yeah, and then that's where I pipe in. Good one, Pinhead. Please don't put me in a lockup. You're the only friends I have.
Shut up or I'll polish you off.
Okay, boss.
X gon' give it to you. Fuck, wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you. Knock, knock, open up the door, it's real. With the non-stop pop out and stainless steel. Go hard, getting busy with it. But I got such a good heart that I make a motherfucker wonder if you get it. Damn right, and I do it again. Cause I am life, so I got to win. Break bread with the enemy. No matter how many cats I I break bread when I break who you sending me. You motherfuckers never wanted nothing but your life saved. Bitch, and that's on a light day, I'm getting down.
Your stare was holding, ripped jeans, skin was showing.
Bitch, please, if the only thing you can't steal was came out the plate, stay out my way, motherfucker. Gonna rock, you be gonna fall, you be let it pop, don't let it go. X gon' give it to ya, he gon' give it to ya. X gon' give it to ya, he gon' give it to ya. You gonna rock, you be gonna fall, you be let it pop, don't let it go. X gon' give it to ya, he gon' give it to ya. X gon' give it to ya.
So call me maybe.
You gonna rock, you be gonna fall, you be let it pop, don't let it go. X gon' give it to ya, he gon' give it to ya. X gon' give it to ya, he gon' give it to ya. You gonna rock, you be gonna fall, you be let it pop, don't let it go. X gon' give it to ya, he gon' give it to ya. X gon' give it to ya.
So call me maybe.
This has been a Talkback Podcast.